So I don't know what that was about, but I haven't had that happen before. Never seen that. I've never seen that warning come up, but there we go. That's for everything, I suppose. So the core does not improve. He's got one more lap if he wants it. Most will try and keep going. Yeah, hopefully everything is okay. I just got it coming up saying, thankfully it's crashed. You can press yes and it will continue, but at some point when you click OK, the stream will stop. I'm like, well, why didn't you just... So it gives me a chance to say, right, I'm about to sod off, I'll be back in a second. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. But yeah, never had that. Never ever had that with Streamlabs, so Lord only knows. Fingers crossed it all stays good for the race. So Loveless, currently in 19th, so has got a time in. He's 6/10 up on his time. Dan Loft's a very similar time as well on the board already. Only 600th of a second behind him, and they're both up by similar margins on their best laps. About 7/10, we pop them up to about 13th, just ahead of Ian Hall. But Loveless getting another couple of tenths there through those couple of corners. The yellow flag's coming out behind him. No, very few other drivers improving. Christopher Larson and Joe LaCour are. We'll have to see them shortly. Where is Larson? Just see where they are. So actually Larson. Let's have a look. So where is Larson? Larson is coming... Yeah, he's coming down towards the end of his lap. So let's go on board then with Loveless a little bit further on. See how he fares. Larson still out on circuit. Behind him, Joe LaCour as well. Still going. Going strong. So where's Loveless going to go? 13th, yep. So he did improve. Good old Roger time there, gained over his previous best. Christopher Larson did lose a fair bit of time, so he starts down in 12th. That's not great for him. That BMW struggling to get it round, and Joe LaCour pushing really hard in the Audi. I wonder if that's a valid lap. It might be a valid one, but it isn't quicker than his current best, I don't think. Yeah, it's a bit warm, isn't it? It's a bit warm. Similar to the ACR races I've seen where he's whacked the temperature right up. Really keeps you on your toes. No, I don't have any say in it. It's totally sharp he's doing. But it should be interesting. Brignara is done then. And Mormon in 5th. Not much long to go. He's currently roughly on the same delta as before. So we're likely to be no improvement here. Oh, Conan, thank you very much, man. 1,000 cheers. Mega kind of you, dude. And it comes over the line, stays in 5th then. Unlucky. But not bad from Jerome up in 5th. So he's going to struggle, I think, a little bit with that car today. Compared to maybe a few of the other circuits. But there we are, Killian. 201.191. I think that was his first lap as well. And there was no improving on it. So 6 attempts. And 3... great fastest sectors, maybe not all on the same lap, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were. Adam Stevens though in that Bentley, back up into the top 2, he's looking very strong yet again. Brugnada just behind him in 3rd, the second of the Ryan Meanans in 4th with Cormac. Jerome Mormon back in 5th with Vitor Sousa, his teammate, again just behind him. In 6th, Max Leonard 7th, Baz Tolsma in 8th, Joe LaCour in 9th, then we have Dan safely sitting back in 10th. We have Jake Coombs 11th, Christopher Larson down in 12th, Rob Loveless just behind him in 13th, Ian Hall 14th, Andrew Pike in 15th, Matt Acton starting in 16th position, we have Gerard Ocamp in 17th, we have Dan Loss 18th, Richard Evans in 19th, Loic Martin in 20th, and we have 31 with us then, Ash Gledall 21st, Pelicano in 22nd, Reece Williams starting in 23rd, with Sam Fear-Redu alongside him, Dean Thompson and Thomas Martin, 25th and 26th, Magato and Daly, 27th and 28th, and then we have Thomas Stocks, Des Fitzpatrick and Mav Gardner rounding out the grid. So let's get to the track. Right, let's get to... There we go. Buttons weren't working there for a minute. I thought I'd had another tech problem. Cool, it would have been just my luck. Any creative ideas on a nickname for Mormonello? Oh. So yeah, no, I thought Mormon's nickname was Noddy. So because every time on race room, he used to pick a red and yellow car. I'm sure that was it. It was one of you. It was an MSL driver, I'll tell you that. Yeah, it's Noddy, isn't it? Yeah. Still one of my favourite nicknames, if I'm honest. It's an absolute perler, isn't it? Yeah, it's a great nickname. It's one I wish I'd thought of, if I'm honest. I'm going to name him that. Please get him to post a picture, or post a picture in our Discord if you're in there. Ideally of him wearing it. That would be the best thing. Unless he doesn't want his face on camera, which would be it's up to him. But that would be amazing. Oh dear. It can take the banter because he's really, really fast. You have to be able to take it when you're that quick. Back safety, yeah. Like I said, obviously I'm sure Des doesn't want to actually start there. Good luck, obviously, to you guys. Yeah, I'm sure he doesn't want to start there, but might actually not be the worst place to start. I mean, you can see how far back. Oh, crikey, you can't quite see how far back they are. So you can see the corner, just the exit of the corner, right at the top left of your screen. But you go over that little bump, little crest. I've still got to play that actually, so no spoilers. Oh, awesome, Conan! Awesome. I'm glad they have that now, because when I have it, when I did it in our server, they had none of that. So I hadn't. I mean, I did have a foggiest. It was just I just broke it a lot. About 14th attempt was successful. But I'm glad it worked for you, man. Glad it worked. With it, so it's not often referred to. Must confess, I didn't know. It's fair enough. You could use it all the time. Play the theme tune, especially. It's quite a nice, calm theme tune, so it's not too bad. Oh, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Oh yeah, no, I haven't. I forgot that coming. I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game for donkeys. The Black Flag is the only one I've properly enjoyed. I think it's the only one I've played. What was the other? I've played 2 of them, I think. Black Flag and one that was just before that. Oh, I know I need to. Yeah, that's the time thing is a problem. That's why I end up playing like Rocket League and stuff like that, because I can drop in, play a game for 5 minutes, and then stop. I like stuff like The Last of Us and like linear storyline games as well, but open world games are a bit kind of. I'm quite ADD, so I struggle to. Open world is a bit like too much. I just do the storyline and that's it. I'm like, it's too much to concentrate on. That's not me using ADD flippantly either. I genuinely, like, I'm actually going through the doctors to do with that sort of stuff. I'm alright. I'm not bad. I can't remember what level I am. I was diamond for a while. I'm not now. I'll blame the rubbish teammates. Nothing to do with me being absolutely pants. Might have a little bit about me being pants. Yeah. Absolutely, Junior. There's a few. I think there's going to be a few more Xbox chaps coming over. Hopefully, Xbox isn't about to die a rapid death, but we'll see. I think there's quite a few that will still be there. Give a few other guys a chance of winning. Vikings. True. I've not actually seen anything about Valhalla, so I'll have to have a look. Be interesting to see them. Killian has had a few pole positions this season and has ballsed all but one of them up. And by the time the flag has gone green, he's been in second. So. That will be interesting. See if he gets that right this week. If he's not sodding around with OBS. I think last week at the start he suddenly at the end of quali popped off for a quick wee and ended up having to rush back for the race. Like, oh good luck, and he just got stuff and was still sorting out cables and stuff while they're doing formation lap. And yeah, that's not the prep you want. It's not the prep you want. Never played those either, Loratel. Never played them. I need to play more other games just for chill time. I'm doing stuff too often. So yeah, good luck to Mav. I said at the back with Des, but I'm sure they can push forward. So it might be nice and studious. At the start might be the way to go. These helicopters go higher, man. So they do actually need to warm their tyres up much more than they used to. I say that, 42 degree track temperature. It's pretty warm already. Oh yeah, man, they're mega. I said you can. I'm sure, Junior, if you're getting like good practice in and you're up to like an alright standard, you don't have to be quick. Just as long as you're consistent, clean, and not a loony on track, then you could probably do. You've seen the races we do as a OTL, like in other communities races. You could start taking part with them. I'm sure Fish could talk you all through that. He does them already, unless that's what you already meant. We can do both. You know, it would be awesome. But he's not here, so we can't have a fit tonight. Oh, good lord, I've got no chance of saying your name. Let's have a quick read. Let's read this one again. Enrico Pirano. Enrico Pirano. I think I've done that okay in the end. I just needed to read it one more time. Thank you very much for the follow. Very much appreciated. Hope you're well. Hope we'll have some good racing for you tonight. So, forming up now then. You see in the background all racing along. Trying to quickly get in position. You'll probably see the odd car. There's every chance you might see one of those cars further back. Screwing it up, coming down towards the chase. Yeah, you can see a few of them having a bit of a moment. So they're all just about getting themselves worked out. It's always a little bit more disorderly further back for some reason, because they're all suddenly running to catch up as the front runners are forming up 2 by 2. Yeah, there is a Jag in there. It's a big old, we can't miss it. Big gold, purple and gold. Hopefully I've got your name right, Nico, I'm assuming. But yeah, thanks very much for the follow. Yeah, hopefully we've got some good stuff to watch. Hopefully a clean lap 1. Fingers crossed. That's all I can do. Hope for the best. Some slightly jagged racing start positions, but hopefully no drive-throughs. So it looks like they're all good off the start. A great start this time for Killian Ryman and keeps his position. Had Stevens behind him. Holds on to second place. Let's get back onto the TV cameras. See what it's like in the background. Everyone's still filing through that first turn. Said Mav and Fitzpatrick. Just being careful round turn number 1. So Killian gets a great start then. Coming up the mountain straight up to Quarry Bend for the first time. So just following in nicely. Just trying to keep it nice and clean and consistent on lap number 1. There's a few touches further back. Won't go back onto them now though. We'll stay on board with these front runners for now. Game is always a bit of a nightmare with telling me there's been crashes. And sometimes it's a little bit unreliable, especially at the moment. So coming through into the mountain section, into the tricky part of the lap, you'll see a few wall scrapes pretty early on, well, for the whole hour probably. So you can see a yellow flag, so someone's had a bit of a nightmare early doors. We'll find out in a minute. Or Pelicano's already in the pit, so he looks like he is done. Car number 38. 500, cheers Conan, thank you very much man, very kind of you dude, as always. Yeah, so cracking start from the front view. So Pelicano in the pits is Fitzpatrick and Garnett, they are still going strong, they're at the back, and actually it doesn't look like there's a really big gap between any cars on circuit, which normally is quite a good sign. That means there hasn't been an enormous roadblock yet. So Pelicano in the pits, or has he gone now? He is here, but that does not sound very engine running at all. So doesn't say he had a crash either in my camera controls, so we'll have to have a look. Sort of Stevens all over the back of Ryan Meenan. So good start from both of them. So Stevens has been looking really competitive, really fighty recently. He's clearly got back into his groove. We've got a bit of a moment. Dan Loss going backwards, unfortunately. So Dan Loss has had an off. David Daly as well. Both of them a bit off the back now. So that's a shame. But they've still got an hour, and people will make mistakes. If they just keep their noses clean from here on in, try and keep the mistakes to a minimum, they can hopefully push. They still have a first good lap. So you can see there the first, what is that, 11, 12 cars still all very close in a line. Actually, most of them still pretty well formed up right at lap number 1. So it's a big old queue. So the first few laps will just try and get themselves sorted out. Won't be a huge amount of racing. They'll just want to keep it clean. Get spread out a little bit, get into their rhythm. Hello, Leg. I'm assuming you missed it. I'm assuming you did want to race and you've not got home in time then. Oh, you were asleep. Okay, never mind. I've just seen your Facebook. Yeah. Ah, well, your body needed it. Your body needed it. It was probably, you know, it's possibly just, you possibly just avoided heartbreak and carnage. So, I mean, it's been quite clean so far. Let's be honest, it's been quite good. But, hey, it happens, dude. It happens with your issues. It's not exactly something you have loads of control over, so don't worry about it, man. So, that's Fitzpatrick doing then. Already up into 25th, so a few positions. Dan Loss in the pits as well then. So, having a bit of a nightmare. I suspect they may be done. Don't think I'll see him or Pelicano coming out of the pits again. Then Tom Stocks just ahead of him. Oh, struggling there. Doesn't really fancy making a mare of that corner. And actually leaves the space for Fitzpatrick to come through. So Stocks struggles on pace a bit. He's a bit newer to the game, I think. And still just trying to get up to speed. But actually his awareness, from what we've seen so far, has been very, very good. You see like there, he gave a bit of space there to make sure Fitzpatrick had them to come back on. Oh, and there's Max Leonard, I think. Yeah, that's been a big off. So he's going to drop down a hell of a load of positions and he's going to have no momentum coming down towards the chase. So Fitzpatrick is going to be in the back of him like a hawk, and I don't think this is going to take too much to get round him. Yeah, it comes past. As I said, Max just having no momentum coming down the hill. So Ryan Meanion still leading him out. Stevens still on him like a hawk. But 1.1 seconds back. We've got Brunyara, 7/10 further back. A little bit of a gap to Cormac, 1.7 seconds. You've then got Mormon and Vitor Sousa in the very easy to spot teammate liveries. Jake Coombs having a bit of a wiggle in the background there. No, you're not doing that, Leg. That's nasty. It's a very naughty thing to say. We've never had it happen before. I've had to restart the stream already once, Leg. So, I mean, who knows, frankly. But no, that's one of the cleaner Bathurst starts I think I'll have ever seen. Evening, Vala. Evening, Runa. Hope you're doing well. So yes, I'll say surprisingly clean start. I think we all know what I mean. It's you know, especially the drivers further back are always going to struggle a little bit around somewhere like Bathurst. I would. I'm definitely a driver further back. I'm in that category. Let me make that absolutely clear. That's why I'm sat here and they're there. I know my place. So Mormon keeping Sousa behind him nicely. Joe LaCour going fairly well in the Audi at the moment, sticking it in 7th. So I had a bit of a nightmare last week in terms of, I mean, he spun it about a dozen times in the 90 minutes, but still came home in the top 10. Still had decent pace. Got a little bit of a wall glance there for Cormac, so got to be careful there. A little bit of damage here and there is not going to help him. That's all right. Well, enjoy it. Whatever race you're about to jump into, hope it goes well. That's the important thing. As long as it goes all right and you have fun, banging. I've got no problem with that. But nice to see you, anyways. Yeah, don't worry. We've all been there, Laura Tout. We've all been that person, and I'm sure I will be again someday in the future. The rarity I drive with, I don't think. Don't do it, Leg. I mean, I'm all for it, clearly, but I know, Leg. You never know. They could still bottle it. You never know, Leg. You get good results, and there's still three races. Yes, we've got Hungaroring. We've got Monza next week again. Woohoo! Hungaroring. Yeah, I was gonna say. I think he's scared. Yeah. Evening, JP. Evening, Connor. Great to see you too, as always. So yeah, all four of them in a little bit of an orderly queue at the moment. Top 9. Top 4 a little bit split, and 5th down to 9th. Still really close. Essentially just buying his time. We know he's consistent and he's quick. You heard the Bass fangirl. Fair enough. He's driven John very nicely at the moment. So he's on the back of Joe. Big old Bentley. Joe's not going to miss that in anytime soon. So yeah, good start from Tolsma in his Bentley. Euro Enduro Motorsport colours. Oh no! And who's that? Is that Mormon? Or was that Sousa? It's Sousa. To be honest, I've clicked on Sousa first, but assuming it was probably him. No offence, but just Jerome don't spin very often. It's all right. I nearly called you OTL Conan. It's fine, Conan. Don't worry. It's all good. Man, look, 1,500 cheers already, mate. It's hugely appreciated, as you know. Oh, all right. 2,500 cheers then. Doesn't happen very often, so we're not going to complain. Cheers, man. Thanks for your support as always, man. Really, really, really helps. Keeps us going. Very kind. Pelicano's retired, I think. Yeah, Pelicano's a DNF already, Leg, so he won't be getting points tonight. Yeah, he's been sat in the pits since very, very early on, so he's done. Dan Lofts is back out on circuit, though, so fair play. Remembering points go down to 32nd position in this league. One down. Yeah, that's not how you're meant to be about your fellow driver, although I get it. Yeah, no, it's 32 points. 32nd position gets points. I think they get 1 point in the championship, but you score points all the way down. So everyone in this race will score points if they finish, and they can't sit in the pits for the next 49 minutes and then leave the pits. We will give him a DNF for that. Sharp is not racing tonight, unfortunately. Still a bit unwell, unfortunately, but he's I'm sure he's all right, but yeah, unfortunately no Sharpie to give Ramin and Stevens a bit of a slugfest this evening. So Slope Mountain down in 23rd at the moment. And like I said, the amateur standings is very. I love the amateur category because it's fascinating. Because sometimes you can have a decent race and you might be in 12th, 13th, and you can have a poor race and be 25th, 26th easily. Like the league, the category can change very fast. So you just got to keep yourself in it. Ah, no, Bremsey. That was Loveless, who is. That one, I'm assuming, is the one you're talking about. Nice, bright orange. It's a Bentley. What's it? What's Sharpieing? Ah, Lexus, isn't he? Ah, no. Nothing, Oh, unlucky Bushido. Oh, it sucks to hear, man. Hopefully the pedals and stuff and the firmware's all sorted now. Fingers crossed. But yeah. Yeah, he's in a Lexus. Big old orange car, though. I know what you mean. Easily done. Easily done, Brem. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Bushido. Catch you later, mate. Stay well. Take care. But yeah, Conan, you don't worry. You don't. I'll deal with the wife. Oh, like I said, you owe us nothing. It's 26 months you're subbed with us now. It's mad, isn't it? 2 years, 4 months. Feels like I've been speaking to you since only yesterday, man. That's insane. We've only been around for 3 years and 3 months, so yeah, you've been here since about a year in. Good lord. I know what you mean, Bremsy. It's kind of like just big car, nah. So it kind of, I can see how you've not done you've not got those. You've got those cars a bit mixed up. Naturally done. Those top 5 really have split. So Baz Talsman has got. Oh, hang on. So we've missed. Oh dear, where is he? So Joe LaCour must have had a nightmare. He's down in 13th. So poor fella, he's dropped down a good 5 or 6 positions there at the very least, and has got to go on a little bit of a charge. I'm sure it's not his favourite circuit, Bathurst, although I've seen him do a race for OTL endurance teams around here, and was unbelievable for 2 hours. Joe LaCrash. That is his nickname, unfortunately, and it doesn't look like he's helped avoid that nickname very much, but unfortunate. Yeah, most people, I think people, I mean, you've seen Sharpies, it's very OTL livery. Another one from Scott. Hello, Lewis. Hello. Good to see you again. So I nearly missed your name there. For some reason, it's making on my chat nearly everyone's name is red. Not really making my life any easier. But good to see you, man. Good to have a bit of Lewis back in my life. El Casaro, thank you very much for the follow. Sat on his Joe Le chair. Ah, yeah. Yeah, thank you very much for that new follow. Much appreciated. Let's get Matt Acton then. So he's just behind. Let's go on board. Come on in, cameraman. Nearly there, nearly there. Oh, okay, we just switched cameras. Took a bit of curb there. So just behind the purple and gold. What was it called last week? The Shaggy Bar. The Jag of Andrew Pike, number 57. So you can't miss either of these cars from a distance. Yeah, I would have. I mean, that one did. Yeah, it did confuse me a little bit. I mean, that is Lewis. That is Lewis, I think. It's been a long. To be fair, Lewis, it's been a long time. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, apart from the fact you aren't in the server anymore, yeah. So Jerome then, let's see, so he has dropped a little bit back, so he's up to 7th now. So again, I think people are just making their own mistakes. Too many cars, I'm missing too many incidents. Just like last week, I missed everything that was interesting. Absolute bottle job I was. Evening, El Casara. So much appreciate the follow, hope you're doing well. So let me know if you're supporting any specific driver tonight. A lot of people tuned in from as friends of drivers, so it's always good to know. How is Ash doing? Ash is sitting in 19th at the moment. Let's go aboard with him then quickly. Lovely DHL livery. He has a bit of a scrape, so has made himself fairly good acquaintances with the wall once or twice by the looks of things. I'm sure a lot of these drivers have. I mean, look, Bathurst is Bathurst for a reason. It bites everyone. Front and back, fast or slow, it can hurt. You can see Fitzpatrick just behind. Let's go on board with him. Once the cameraman figures out where he is. Oh, hello. There we go. I hate that it does that. Oh dear, that was a... Oh yeah, I heard that in the background. So Reese, that is a big off. Again, I'm not going to watch the replay, unfortunately. Due to the custom deliveries, it will freeze for about 30 seconds. But that was a biggie. I think that might be pit-worthy now, to be honest. Unless he wants to drag it out until the pit's open, which is in about 8 minutes' time. I don't think he is. Oh, you're from Italy. Oh, nice. So we do have an Italian tonight. Let's go on board with the resident Italian in the race, Mattia Brugnada. Tell me if I'm absolutely murdering that nickname or if that sounds lovely. I'm hoping it's kind of close. Who, Connor? I mean, not me, clearly, because are you talking to someone else or me? I don't have a wheel, so that doesn't help. I don't anymore, anyways. So yeah, Ryan Meaden off in the distance a little bit. Stevens 2.7 back. You can see them just up the road. Brugnara 2.3 behind Adam Stevens. Ryan Meaden now 4.3 back. Talsma 4.4 back from Ryan Meaden in fourth. So they are really spread out in that top five. Sedgley is only a second back from Talsma, so he could possibly push. You can see here. I love that double left coming through the cutting. Through Griffin's Mount, through Reed Park. Right up towards the top of the mountain. So there's not much between them. Talsma pushing hard, doing a superb job at the moment. Currently up into fifth. Controlling him, yeah. Alright, rub it in. I was quick once, but that was on a controller as well, and that wasn't on any... That was only on Project Cars 2 because, well, I mean, you can't drive this that quickly on a controller, I don't think. Not in a way I'd enjoy, anyways. One day, though, one of my best friends... Oh, awesome, Brugnada. I do that thing with my fingers there, Brugnada. You know, you do that pinch thing. Just makes it feel... British people, when they say accents, can sound a bit horrendous, so it's just, you know... Yeah, that's about all I know as well, Conan, so don't worry. This makes me and you. If you're going to... I mean, spell racist, right? I mean, come on. So I can't wait till next week, back at Monza again. It's only going to have been a few weeks since our 6-hour race. So Tessie pushing, Baz driving superbly, but it's starting to get a little bit wary, I think, of that that Lamborghini behind him. It's a slightly defensive line was coming into that corner. So he's just a little bit wary. I think it's a little bit too far back to make a bit of a jump for it. Jerome in the background, you can see this, just ahead of Jake Coombs and Christopher Larson. So Larson, race winner this championship. Ah, no, you're not, Connor. And there's only one way to get better. And that's to pay someone else. No, that's not. It's to practice. Yeah, that one. It was practice, not pay someone else. That's bad. Yeah, we've got enough woeful people, Connor. You'd fit right in. Like you said, leg can fight you. I joke. Yeah, you haven't looked woeful to me when I've seen you race, man. So, not long now, about 5 minutes until the pit window opens. 15-minute pit window, bang, smack centre in the time. So 7.5 minutes either side of the half-hour mark. I know! I mean, he's rapid, and he's not been on the game anywhere near as much as someone like Killian, so, you know, give him time. Oh, another 500, cheers, man. Thanks so much, dude. I mean, don't you know, don't cheer your way to a divorce. I really appreciate. You know, I want a happy Conan. No, very kind of you, man. Thank you very much. And look, I've seen you. Hey, Brendan, I mean, you've got it tough because you're having to compare yourself to Sousa and Mormon, and that's not right because they're too quick. I wouldn't worry about them. You'll come good. I've seen you drive enough to know you're decent, so that's good. Let me at him. Let me at him. Conan hasn't been here for a while. Yeah. Yeah. I know. Don't feel guilty, Conan. Don't feel guilty. I mean, all do. I mean, clearly it's working quite well for us. But I mean, don't feel you owe us anything, man. Invoices in the post. Take your pick, Conan. No, Connor. Dear, flipping hell. Got to engage my brain a little bit more before I say words. Yeah, so Jerome in 7th, not where he'd be used to really sitting. Joe LaCour has moved up a couple of positions, up into 11th. We've got Lovelace down in 13th. Well, he's got Pike all over him, so these two have been pretty inseparable for a lot of the race so far. Matt Axton behind him as well. The three likely lads. Ian Hall just in front of them as well, though, so 12th not far ahead. Joe about 5 seconds ahead of Ian. Have you not? Whoops. Freudian slip there, Conan. The one that gets all negative and serious and sad, isn't it? So we'll do fairly well. It's so easy to make a mistake coming through here. So the whole downhill section through Skyline, through the S's, down through the dip out and into Forest Elbow. So come around there, towards all the way down now towards the chase. Nice. You have that little twisty section, you've got a nice quick downhill section, you just floor it. So easy to get the braking wrong for the chase though, it is when you're a noob like myself. These are, of course, better drivers than I. Oh, 100 laps of Brandini, that only take about 20 minutes, Connor. I love Brandini, let me say that. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, to be fair, I was sitting there going, he's definitely called her his wife. So I was sitting there going, crap, I hope they haven't divorced. He hasn't told me. Okay, that's a relief. I hope, yeah, cool. Just easier to call her that, wasn't it? So okay, he's having a bit of a nightmare. Down in 28th now, so he's again just making mistakes. He's just struggling a bit with the circuit, I'm sure. So down in 20th, but still getting round, getting those points added up, and they will make a difference. The AM class specifically is normally very close. I think he might have had to pit. I'm not sure, which this tool would tell me, but it doesn't. Happy anniversary. So got above the lead, a little bit of a touch of the wall there. They have to be a little bit careful. So they may have cars being lapped in the not too distant future. You have Danilofs is technically our back runner at the moment. Fitzpatrick, where is he? Up to 21st. That's pretty good. So he's moved a fair way forward. Oh, hello. So he's got Evans and Gledall right in front of him. So 2 more positions up for grabs. So he might. I wonder whether he might be served well pitting as soon as possible. Get in, come out in maybe some slightly cleaner air and then push again. Especially don't want to be held up behind other drivers. So he's a pro category driver. But this is for position. So to starting at the back due to qualifying ban for being a very naughty boy last. I say he's fine. He's a good lad, or a little bit of a browse of the wall. That's not good, but he's mitigated that damage. Not too bad in the end. So loss has come in. Now, is that a retirement? Oh no, it isn't. He's just, look at that, a very early pit with the mandatory pit window. So first car in, but we might see others pretty soon, I'm sure. Oh nice, where's that, man? Who's that with? Traitor, who are you driving with now, Connor? You didn't tell me. I'm joking, everyone. Clearly, obviously. We ain't like that here. I like Brands Indy. I'm rubbish at Brands GP. That's probably why I like Brands Indy. If I do Brands GP, you look to my sector times, I'm really good sector 1, and then I'm absolutely dreadful. Until about the second to last corner, then I'm quite good again. He's a very naughty boy. Exactly, JB. No, he's good. He's a great lad. I love Des. Everyone sees his clip from the Monza race where Sean Arnold, his teammate, puts him in the car accidentally. Well worth a watch. Very funny. Now, I like Brands Indy. Nice quick lap. Especially if you're doing a slower car. So he does have a car to lap soon, Killian. Oh, it's AOR, is it? Oh, nice. Oh, Mr. Webster, you're driving with him still, are you? No. Don't tempt me, no. No one does anyways. I very rarely stream, so that's fine. Yeah, I want to get Josh involved in more stuff. I think he said he enjoyed the... he's still carrying me in this, yeah. Saw his GT Amiga stuff recently, it was very cool. I want to get him involved in a bit more OTL stuff, it'd be awesome. I think he's up for it as well if he's free. I know he enjoyed the Monza race a lot. You can put a good word in as well, obviously. If you haven't already. I think you probably already have. There we go, so there's the car coming in. I think that was Dean Thompson then. Got Ian Hall, Max Leonard, Fitzpatrick all in the pit, so I was right. I thought Fitzpatrick would pit early. He's got that car in. And now he's going to hope to come out in clean air. So he was up with Gledall and Evans, but yeah, just gives him a little bit more room. So a couple of cars going slowly here. So Matt Axon, what's happened to him? So I think he's had an off. Or I think that might be pitting, you know. I think that might be... He might have mortally wounded himself here. Yeah, I don't know. So that would look like he's maybe had a problem. So that won't be a mandatory pit yet either. So I wonder whether that'll be a full retirement. It'll be a long old repair if he does stay. And essentially clearly involved. Essentially down in 15th now. So yeah, an instant. Oh, and Mormon. Yeah, so he's took his pit. Mormon and Sousa took their pits. Who else is down here where they maybe shouldn't be? I think it's just those two. So yeah, Sagely and Acton, I think definitely have a coming together maybe. Be interesting to see that one later on. Yeah, it'd be very cool. So same with, so it's nice to speak to himself and Dan Camish after the Monza race. And Dan very much enjoyed the Monza race as well, so hopefully we'll get him involved in future ACC events. That was his first Enduro as well, which was cool. So yeah, it's glad he enjoyed himself. So essentially coming into the pits, get their pits done with nice and early. Coombs into the pits now, so wasn't in the top 10, but he'll be dropping out. Bas Tolsma still driving well, going strong, so it'll be interesting to see how these top 5 or 6 are ordered when they come out of the pits. Might be, I think it's wise. I think get out early, there's no point just circling round and round. Yeah, get in early, get out. Yeah. Apart from that, it went great. Got Sedgley and Gledall then still in the pits. Gledall just come in. So Sousa and Mormon will push past them shortly, but you can see the top 12 all still needing to pit. Pit window is open for another about 10 minutes. Adam Stevens into the pits then. First of that lead bunch. Killian stays out. I think most are staying out with him as well. Nope, Cormac Ryan Meenan is into the pits too. The Ferrari of Cormac. Jumping into the pits then. So a decent solid drive from him. So as raced with us before, that's hopped back into the league for the second half of the championship. There were a couple of spaces opened up. Joe LaCour into the pits as well. So the Audi of LaCour Cornwall Racing Team. We should call it Tier 1 Racing Team now, shouldn't we? Good for him. That's a COVID tier system UK thing. Don't worry. It's not funny. It's very, very sad. So, pops that into the pits then. So, Stevens coming out of this pit shortly. And he'll be still in a very solid position by the looks of things. Rhyming and going well. Do have to be careful though. It's Bathurst. It can still bite. You've got to be not complacent. You have to keep focused. Keep that concentration. I think he's got Max Leonard just ahead of him as well. So Max is 19th. Yeah, you've got Killian right behind him. Well, Killian's had a bit of an off there. He's had a bit of a moment with the wall. It didn't look like his entry was that good. Just as I cut, yeah, tier 2 for me as well, may I say. Yeah, I cut away from him just as I think Killian made a mistake. So that, got to be careful. He's not got the biggest lead in the world over the guys that were in like third and fourth before he came in. So Brugnada still going strong. He's 7.5 seconds back. Tolsma just behind Brugnara. So Tolsma's had a great drive so far. It has to be said. So Mormon's still pushing just behind his teammate. God, these cameramen are definitely part-time new apprentices, I think. I haven't had it as much as I've had it this race, that weird sort of camera movement. Killian is into the pits then. I thought he might be. And Bruniara follows him. Does not fancy driving around on his Larry. Baz Tolsma will assume the lead then. So really great drive from the Dutchman so far. His pace really has been improving rapidly recently. Christopher Larson then will come round, coming past the pits as well. Another 7.5, 8 minutes to go until that pit window shuts. Rob Lovelace still going strong. Himself and Pike still both in the pit, and they are not coming in just yet. So it'll be interesting to see then. Adam Stevens here, coming around the chase down to the final corner. And Killian still in the pits. This is going to be fascinating. This is going to be quite close. Let's have a look then. So he comes out the pits. And where is Adam Stevens? Well, we might get this. You know, this is going to be properly close. I think Killian's still going to have it. Yeah, he still does. So Killian. That's hard to just see what that gap is. Let's have a look. So it's, yeah, it's a decent sized gap still.
We are halfway through, not over yet.
Another 7.5 minutes of that pit window. It's good. Hydro Madness, it's just everyone. I won't tell him you said that, Loretta. He'll be very, very hurt. Or he'll go, yeah, I know. One of the two. It was the quickest car before a bop that happened about 6 weeks ago or so, and then everyone abandoned it, even though it really didn't get that much slower. It's not that much slower. They just bopped everything, so they made the slower cars slightly quicker and the quickest cars slightly slower. So it was a bit, more competitive. And oh, there's a bit car being off in the gravel. Oh dear, that's two. So that's Sedgley, and oh, that's Lovelace, I think. What was it, Lovelace? I think it was. So Sedgley's having a bit of a nightmare, bless him. He's having a cracking start of the race, down in 23rd now, so it's all gone a bit wrong a bit quickly. But yeah, people just abandoned it. Hydro, that Porsche. Baz then in from the provisional lead. But yeah, everyone just went, oh, I'm going to drive something else now. And now everyone's going to go mad about the AMG. I'm fairly certain that's right. So Killian going strong. Where's Adam Stevens here? Not too far back. Behind Lovelace at the moment. Lovelace obviously still needing to pit, and I think he will do quite shortly. Maybe even... Yep. Oh, that's good. He indicated. Lovely. I like when people do that. You've got the use of indicators. Great to use them. Mr. Empower. Hello, sir. Oh, thank you for the stuff earlier. I did get it. Didn't get a chance to reply. Thank you as always. I know. Yeah, he was the only one mad enough to drive the Jag. It's not bad, actually. It's not that bad. Yeah, he's not driving it. His driver is driving the Jag. He's sat in the back, holding business meetings and, and the like. So Baz coming out of the pits then. That car behind him taking an interesting line to try and get a bit of slipstream. So a whole lot of grass he's going to be collecting. It's not going to be a quick car going up that straight now. It's lost a lot of momentum. So Baz Tolsma looked like has assumed second spot. So where... Oh, no, he's not. So it's just everything sorting itself out. Got to love the AC. Yeah, the original set, of course, was the same. Original AC in the ACC timing tower. Now, you've been you're an AMG OG. You've been Mercedes AMG for a long time. That Evo car is a bit... That will be bopped. That will be brought back to planet Earth again a little soon. Here we go then. Andrew Pike taking his rightful position as Supreme Leader of the race. It's the first time I've said Supreme Leader. It's normally the horrible nickname everyone gives me. Not tonight, Empire, no, unfortunately. Especially after last time, his minute gap between him and the next car in the Silverstone race, that dominating win. Probably a relief to them. It gives everyone else a chance. It would have been interesting to see how we did fare around tonight, but unfortunately not to be. But I think will Pike come into the pitch yet? No, he's going to keep going. He's savouring every minute he gets to spend in the lead. That will mean he does pretty much definitely have to pit the next time round. I know, it's good and it's a lovely thing. No Pepsi AMGs, no OTL Lexus. What is life? What's the point? Do you know what I mean? So, such a shame. So Killian coming up to the back of Magato, who is the only Porsche in this championship. Madly enough. Currently sitting in 22nd, like Martin in 21st, has just come into the pits. So shortly we'll get an idea just about the gaps between everybody. So Ryan Meenan 4 seconds clear of Adam Stevens. So that's the gap. Those front 4 or 5 still fairly spread out. Sousa and Larson nice and close. Mormon, there we are, just sneaking in behind. Trying to go inconspicuously behind his teammate and just come along for the ride. But Larson holding them off very well at the moment. Larson, of course, a race winner. He's come first and second in the last 2 races, so he's been on decent form. Mormon, 4th. He's actually only had 1 podium this championship, and that was Suzuka. He's come 4th, 3rd, 6th place at... third place at Misano. So 6th place at Misano, 11th place last week at Silverstone. Back marker letting them through there, just about getting through nicely. Not the easiest place to let people through. I think quicker drivers do have to be understanding. It's not the easiest track to deal with blue flags. Sometimes you've just got to sit behind and get through when the opportunity arises. We've got Cormac trying to push to catch the back of Baz Tolsma again. About 1.2 seconds back currently. I know, it's like, all just... I mean, Fish is still here, isn't he, with his bright purple livery. And I'm assuming he's coming in now. Yeah, good. I'm just making sure, just double checking he was counting. Not the easiest pit entry, someone you do need to practice. Very odd camera choice. There we go. I mean, weird, the cameras around Bathurst on this game are odd. They are tonight, anyways. Very peculiar. So Ryan Meenan back into the lead. Adam Stevens still in 2nd position. See the back marker of Magato just behind. Mattia Brugnada currently holding 3rd, getting past the lapped Lambo of Sezli. Unfortunately, gutted to see it's not gone his way tonight. Just one accident earlier on, I think, with Mr. Acton. And yeah, he's a bit further back now, which is a shame, massive shame. Tolsma driving superbly at the moment. I believe that is behind... That'll be Dan Loft. No, that is Dan Loft. Dan Loft's down in 28th. Maybe Mav Gardner. God, cameraman having an absolute nightmare. So it is Mav. Yeah, fair play. So he moves over. Let's Mr. Tolsma through. That's good stuff from him. Well done. I mean, you wouldn't put it past them, would you, JP? They're having a good time. It's a sunny day. There's racing. They're excited. And you're having a good time. What do you want? Beer, clearly. If you're that way inclined and you like a drink, then a nice cold beverage to cool them down. It's hard work. They could have water, but sod that. They might as well have a Foster's. and judging by the camera work today, they've had several. I think they might have had a few pre-drinks by the looks of some of the camera changes we've had. It's finished. It finished a couple of weeks ago. Not 100% sure when the start of the next one will be. I'm not sure what the interest level's like. We may try another one and see what the sign-ups are like. We will keep doing AMS2 for sure. It's been an amazing game. Absolutely love it. It's half price at the moment as well, I think, for anyone that's interested. Automobilista 2, I personally think it's well worth a get. That game's going to be great. It just depends how long it's going to take. I don't think it'll take that long. Once the play base gets there as well, I think it'll be well worth it. Spirits and lots of it. Fair play. No, I see plenty of your Facebook and Instagram stuff, JP. Don't you worry. I know you like the odd beverage. You are a Scot, so it's a little bit on brand. If I say so myself, but. Some Mormon. Is he going to make him? Oh, hello. Cameraman again. Flipping hell, cameraman. Oh, he's going wide. Yeah, trying to get past his teammate, and not going to work like that, unfortunately. So he's going to have lost a good, probably a second there. So just being a little bit too, not aggressive, but trying to go around the outside of his teammate at the chase. That at least didn't end in tears. At least it was no teammate on teammate. It's amazing, isn't it? Connor, I didn't know you had it, but yeah. Oh, it's superb. We said it was on Monday nights in the sprint race car we did recently. So yeah, we're having to think. Or many on my stories as you know. And that, yeah. Richard Evans is to the pits now, so he's had to make another pit then, unfortunately it looks like, so not quite sure where he comes out. Dean Thompson in the pits as well. So yeah, I know he didn't like that car, so I reckon he's had a few kisses and cuddles with the wall. Yeah, it's a massive shame, but keeps going. As I said, massive fair play to him. So the fact he carried on all last week was just unbelievable, because most people would have thought, oh, sod this, he was 6 laps back, but he kept going. Unbelievable attitude. Absolutely love that. That sounds a bit Katinka, like he's a bit partial to. Yes, well, it's half price now, JP. I think. Go and have a look in Steam and on CD keys. Even if we aren't doing anything immediately, like even if our next season isn't like immediately, like the next few weeks, we will keep doing it. Trust me, we like it too much to not. As long as it will get the player base. It will 100% get the player base. It's like Project Cars 2, but a fair bit better. Still got a bit Project Cars 2 in some ways, but that's not a terrible thing. Project Cars 2 was pretty good. It's why. Oh dear, Sesley. Oh no. Oh dearie dear. He looked like he was on for a top 10 tonight, and that is a very poorly Lamborghini. I think he's coming into the pits. It's £22. I'll go on Steam. I think it'll be. Well, it might be around that. I can't quite remember. Worth a look though. Oh, do you know what? Sod it. I'll double check now. Just curious now. Yeah, it's £17.49 on CD keys at the moment. The game without the DLC. And some of the DLC is unbelievably cheap at the moment. Hockenheim is £1.99. Silverstone Pack is £3.99. Nürburgring isn't on offer because it's literally just come out. That's £8. They're worth it though. They're really good, if I say so myself. So Ramin is stretching that lead out. 6.1 seconds to Adam Stevens himself. 6.6 seconds clear of Brugnara. He's 10.9 ahead of Baz Tugsma. 3.9 back to Cormac. Another 10 seconds back to Christopher Larson. So top 5 really spread out. Sousa still got that gap back to Jerome Moorman after that mistake we saw earlier. And Joe LaCour has caught right up to the back of him. Oh man, we did a little bit of trucks after the last AMS2 race. It was hell. I drove a little bit in that, so I can categorically tell you it was nightmare. Oh, I was awful. That didn't help. I mean, they're pretty good. Let's be honest, they're not that bad. You know, they're pretty decent, aren't they? Empower, they're not bad, and they're constantly getting better. Rees are very good. They will always keep improving. Sometimes they'll make a little tweak and it might not work out, but then they'll correct it the next time round. So there's constant updates. Oh, another little wall scrape there for the Ferrari. So the call then in the top 10 as he often is. That Ferrari getting out of the way into one of the Ferrari of Moorman. They're wanting a little bit of it slipstream. Very greedy. So it might be an opportunity for them to get past after the little kink coming down towards the chase. But fair play to that car for not getting immediately out of the way. I think that's Thomas Martin. Joe LaCour will move down the inside. Fair play to Martin, moves out wide, lets them through. So not a bad job. So it might cost Joe a little bit of time, but that is racing. We've still got the two of them just ahead. So this is the furthest forward close fight, so to call it. Got Gerhard Ocamp down in 13th. That's not a bad position for the South African in the Nissan. So technically leading AM driver because Rob Lovelace is definitely not an AM. Oh dear. Oh, unlucky. It does happen sometimes. Poor thing. He can't do much about it, can he? You know, you put a public sort of lobby up for community people and whatnot, and sometimes it'll be carnage. I mean, let's be honest. Bathurst tonight here has been really not bad at all from what I've seen. I'm sure I'll get the replay later and it'll be absolute mayhem that I didn't see at the start, but it looked pretty like after a lap, most of the cars were like within a second of the car in front, so it's not bad. But yeah, if you have, didn't know that Empower, did you not? Yeah, it's yeah, some of I mean, Nürburgring, and it's got Nordschleife. Do you remember stuff like Silverstone has all the, has 4 different classic layouts as well? So take a look. It's awesome. It has the classic tracks in that game are really great. The classic Nord yeah, classic Nordstripe is so... Oh, it's awesome looking. So good. I wasn't a fanboy of AMS either, like the first Automobilista. I've just become one very quickly of the second game. It's so good. I said at the moment the DLC is just tracks. It's the Nürburgring, Silverstone, Hockenheimring, if you didn't buy it before. Version 1.0. If you've bought it before version 1.0, you've got Hockenheim included. Nürburgring's just come out, which is why it's still full price at £7.99. So that's about €9, I think, 9 or 10 euros. So Mormon still trying to catch up to the back of Sousa. No, it's getting closer than it was a couple of laps ago, but it's bringing Joe Lecor along for the fight. So 7th, 8th and 9th, still fairly close. They've got a long way back from... Oh, they're not actually that far back. So Christopher Larson is not as far forward as I thought he was. So he's just come around turn 1 and you will see pretty shortly. There we go. 2 Ferraris, MSL Racing Ferraris and the blue Audi of Joe Lecor not far behind him. Honestly, Empire, there are a lot of cars in AMS2 that I think will be great for a league. Really is. Those sprint race cars are alright, but they get a bit twitchy. Sometimes an update can alter them a little bit as well, the cars in that game, but... Oh yeah, he's alright. He's not too bad, poor thing. He has clean races. He races a lot, so there's always going to be some crashes. It's just... It's racing, isn't it? It's just the way it'll be sometimes. But he's good. Dale's not a dirty driver or anything. I've seen him driving for years. He's definitely not a dirty driver. He's been involved in a few crashes recently and all that, but, you know, sometimes that's just what happens. Get a bit of a bad rub of the green, make a few mistakes. It's like it's just natural. We all do it. I do think the Minis... I do think they'd be a strong shout for the next league, JP. On a serious note, I think they'd be a pretty solid shout. Oh, dear. Larson. Just clipping that inside wall then, and, yeah, that's going to have hurt. That is going to give him a big old problem now, because that car is going to be handling quite a lot differently to how it was before. I reckon... I don't know, but is he going to keep going for the next... I mean, he's going to drop... If he pits, he'll drop down to 15th, 16th, maybe? I think he has to. That car looks like it's crabbing. It doesn't look like he's having to adjust too much of the steering angle. But it didn't look great, did it? So let's see. Is he going to pull into the pits? No, he's going to keep going. Fair play. Try and muster it home. That was a big hit, though. So hopefully, for him, it's just a few seconds of damage. And he's going to have to get it round. Oh, hello. Let's go back to Mormon and Lecor. Lecor taking Mormon then. Around the final corner. Coming through Murray's. And, yeah, up into 8th place. So Mormon now has a fight. He's got to get back past Jojo, driving superbly. So he's got a great knack for that sort of consistency, especially around a track like this. Might not be one of the most... You know, it hasn't got the most rapid pace, Joe, but he's pretty, you know, he's pretty fast, but he's got great consistency. He said last time I saw him drove around here was in I think it was an RCI endurance event. I think I'm pretty sure it was RCI, and he drove absolutely superbly for a full 2 hours. So we know he can do it around here, and he's doing that tonight. Ah, yes, and that's a good point there. Yeah. It was a big drama. Yeah, he's a good egg. I like Dale. Yeah, Ash pushing up. Ash doing all right. Pushing on. He's been involved in a little bit earlier on, I think. But yeah, make sure you change to those tyres. But no, AMS2 is mega. There's so much good stuff on there. And there'll be a player-based... They've got a multiplayer system coming in at the end of this year, which I'm hoping is some kind of like scheduled race type thing. It'd be amazing if it is. Hope so. I really hope so. But I love Reezer. I think that how they do what they do. They're very honest, transparent, modest game developer. I think it's good. I think people would like them. So yeah, I'm sure it's going to be a slow burner. They're not just going to abandon it in 6 months. That's got another 1.5 years or so of development at least. And then it'll be good for a long time after that. Matt Acton still at the back, unfortunately, after we saw earlier on. Matthew Tatler, thank you very much for the follow. Much appreciated. Hope you're doing well. Got just over 11 minutes left of tonight's race. So leaders off in a little bit of a, they were quite spread out. So that's why I've been on board with these guys for a little while now. Probably the closest battles. We do have a few fights going further back though, as you say there in the chat. Reece Williams, if he can appear in my stream, my streaming tool. There we go. So it says he's a 10th behind Thomas Martin. Where's Thomas Martin? I can't see him. Oh dear, I think Thomas Martin may have made a mistake then, coming down the chase, because yeah, he's lost at least a couple of positions here. It's unfortunate. So here we go, Max Leonard coming through. Oh, the Audi getting a little bit squirrely. Or snaily. I mean, snails don't really sliver like that, but there's a big old snail drawn on the side of his car, as you might see in a second. No you don't, not quite. Ash going well though, 17th. Desmond Fitzpatrick ahead of him. Up in 16th from the back of the grid after his quali ban, so still a decent amount of points. A little bit of a squirrel there from Ash. Keeps it pointing in the right direction though, most importantly. And honestly, I think it's great. I think Nürburgring, you'd like. Have a look at videos of people doing Nürburgring, especially Nordschleife, especially the classic Nords. I reckon you'll buy that before I stop streaming if you watch a video now. I think there's another track coming out early next year as well. Keep an eye out for that. So yeah, Ash going okay. He'll get some points, do some decent points. Dan lost in the pits again, unfortunately. So maybe sort of track where you can have big enough crashes that really you don't have much choice but to just get out the way and pit again. So he's letting through Brunjada. Still up in third, still on for a podium. So El Casaro, you'll be very happy. Brunjada going very well. So we know he has the pace. Sometimes, I mean, this league's, there's enough competitive drivers. If you're not quite at it, you can, you might just be inside the top 10, but you'll be a bit further back than usual. But they've all got the potential for podium finishes. Go back on board with Sousa. So Larson doing okay, considering that little crash he had earlier, little fight with the wall. He's not losing too much time. His ping's a little bit high, but it's fairly consistent. It's not jumping up and down, so it should be okay for the rest of the race. And Lacour not far back from Sousa, so actually top 6 potentially on the cards. Only 8.5 minutes to go now though, so not long left. So whereas Ian Hall at the moment just coming around to end his lap, just 2 seconds behind Gerard Okamp. You can see he was just ahead of him there. So 14th and 15th, potentially a fight there to be had shortly. Loic Martin bring it up to 21st. So okay, quite a few have had issues, so it's always worth carrying on. I think Sedgley has called it a day. I mean, that car did look absolutely cream crackered. Also, he kept dropping it into the wall by the looks of things, unfortunately. But I said I know he was having hardware issues before the race, so that may not have helped. Whether he had everything set up exactly how he'd like, we'll have to find out after. AMS2 doesn't have those, I'd assume then. I mean, they might eventually. You've got every chance. German Lambo. Oh yeah, the ones on offer were well worth getting. 100%. For that price. Was it $1.99 for the Hockenheim rings? Oh yeah, there's no point. If you're going the game, you have to buy it. And $3.99 for Silverstone. Absolute steal. So premium track pack, if you haven't got all of them, you probably should have bought the premium track pack, but that would have given you Nürburgring and whatever track comes out early next year. But hey ho, too late now. You should have read the fine print. Oh, another blue flag then. So Matt Axon letting them through. It's unfortunate. It said he was driving so well earlier and clearly just had a big old off. We saw the aftermath of it. Lovelace still going strong. Currently sitting up in 12th, just behind those two that we were watching just a second ago. Let's go back on board though, as he clatters the curb. Joe Lacour and Sousa. Oh, Lacour trying to go the long way round. That's a very brave move. And have to slot in behind. Wisey doesn't try and go too wide coming through Quarry Bend, that second turn, coming up to the cutting then. So yeah, Sousa's very aware that Joe is there, and Larson now is going to have a rear mirror full of that Ferrari and Audi. Look at a lovely view back over the hill. Cut through these two left-handers through Silman Park and McPhillamy. Little lift there. Oh, and Sousa looking, just looking, but doesn't go for anything. So it's pretty hairy, scary sort of stuff there, especially when you're in these kind of camera angles. Oh, that's a little. Oh no! As we saw from that camera angle, that's gonna be a lot of damage. Oh no, I think Moorman got caught up in that as well. Oh, what a disaster! So he's going to get that thing going again. That's going to be a nightmare. I mean, there's going to be gaps. You can get that thing turned round. It depends if the engine still works. Oh, it doesn't sound like he's got that thing started up. Oh, he's scared of getting that thing turned around. He needs to get that. Oh, that's going to be a nightmare. Yeah, I think that's not a bad thing. Use the wall. Oh, what a nightmare for Jerome. So it's just been a very unfortunate. So unlucky. So Joe had a personal meeting with the wall there. Got a bit of a slap to the face. I don't know if he'll pit maybe. So Larson and Sousa are still very, very close. So it's so easy to do there. Now he'll keep going. So there's no point pitting now. There's only 5 minutes left. Moorman down in 11th. So possibly a top 10 again for Andrew Pike. Somehow he seems to keep doing that. So a massive shame. It's just it looks like he's just done that typical crash there. He's hit the wall on the right and it's popped him across to the wall on the left. I said Joey's a cracking driver as well. So that's just one mistake in an hour. It's getting so close and he's just dropped it. And Jerome's just been really unfortunate to be the next car behind him sometimes. I mean, that's happened to me more times than I can count, where you're not the one having the crash, but the person right in front of you does, and you can't avoid it. Sometimes that is just how it happens. So he's in. Yeah, I think the damage there was just a bit too much to even carry on for the next. So only 4 minutes to go. But would he have been able to get that through the mountain section the next 2 laps cleanly, or is he better bringing it in for a minute or so? I mean, he's going to lose an absolute hatful of positions. But this is why Bathurst is Bathurst. That's why this track is what it is. Because when it bites you big time. It doesn't. You don't just spin off into a bit of grass for a little bit unless it's at the chase. It ruins your race. No, it's a massive shame. Massive shame. Hopefully he'll get that repaired up to a decent state and get it back out on circuit, but he is going to lose a fair few places. Yeah, oh man. Oh, it's so easy to do. It's why Bathurst is Bathurst. It's why it's such an awesome track. I'm no good at it. I'm dreadful around here, but like, you know, I think it's a great track. Absolutely amazing circuit. So I think Killian just being a little bit gentle on the pace now. At the top, the gap has come down a little bit. Unless Adam Stevens is really pushing, we'll have to keep an eye on that. Thomas Martin in the pits as well now, so maybe a bit of damage for him. See himself, I think Reece Williams. And who is the other car having a bit of a moment? Oh, Max Leonard, I think, having a. So there's then whether they were all involved or the broadcast order is just being a bit of a panicky so and so. Who knows? Yeah, oh yeah, that's not good, Empower. That's not how you want to do it. You want to buy. Yeah, you're like, I don't want to buy. You just have to buy things when you need them now. You might as well. So it's the same because you can buy all of Race Room now for about 40 euros. You can get 45 euros. You can get everything. So you can see there, Larson has pulled away from Sousa. Sousa has dropped back then, so maybe just a little mistake from him there. But he's been pushing. He has been pushing. Joe LaCour. A fair bit back. I think there's Zamfir Radu just behind Vitor Sousa. Radu down in 18th spot. It is indeed. So just under 2 minutes to go then. Last lap and a bit. Dan Lofts and Thomas Martin are probably done. And has Moorman gone completely? I think he has, you know. Yeah, I think Moorman. Shame, he could have got a few points there. If he'd have stayed in, he could have at least gained some points. Even if he'd have sat in the pits getting it repaired and come out on the last lap, that would have still been points, and he still would have finished ahead of a few drivers. Yeah, that'll be a DNF then for him, unfortunately. No, it's not. 17th. Ignore me. Absolutely blind. I've got terrible eye twitch in my right eye. That's not helping. But, dearie me. Oh, I do enough talk a lot of rubbish, don't I? Anyways. Who did we lose then? We lost another driver. Because we did have 30 very, very short recently. Sedgley? I think it might have been Sedgley. Not sure. I'll let you know afterwards. I'll have a look in the results in about a minute and a half time, if you want, Empower. So then, lead still 6.3 seconds on his final lap. So he does have to keep his eyes on stalls. You know, like even that curve there, he's just come over. It's so easy to ditch it. You can make one mistake. I've seen it before in Bathurst races where people make this mistake on the downhill section, especially on the last lap. You have to keep focused. You make one mistake. Around here, one mistake. 6.3 seconds is not that far. Adam Stevens is not that far back. Just coming through that section now. But I think Killian has got through there cleanly. So he's just got Dean Thompson just ahead. Blue flag's coming out, but nice section to get past back markers. So you've got two straights really. So if he doesn't get past him before the king, you can get past him after it. Does have to be a bit careful though. Oh yeah, Thompson not being quite sure. And Killian's like, do you know what, sod this, I'm going to hold my brakes and I'll take my time. I don't fancy ruining this. It's a bit of a difficult... you can still bite you. It can still bite you, but fair play. Both made it through there nice and cleanly. So final corner, great drive from Killian. Dominated from start to finish. Not easily done, but supreme drive from the AMG there. Number one, yet again, Killian takes the win. Superb drive, well done to Killian. Adam Stevens, though, in the Bentley, driving superbly at the moment on top form and takes a second spot tonight at Bathurst. Fully deserved in the Bentley. Brugnara, another podium for him, the Italian driver, taking third. As long as he doesn't spin it before the line. Well done, Brugnara. Great drive. Baz Tolsma then coming down towards the line. That's Ash Gledel just behind him, so his race will finish very, very shortly. It's a great drive from Baz. Absolutely superb drive from Baz. Well done. Takes fourth spot. Cormac Ramin coming through the final turn. Great drive from him. Well done, Cormac. Taking fifth place. Christopher Larson. Don't know where Christian come from. Christopher Larson will take sixth place. Well done, Vitor Sousa. Comes over the line in sixth. We've got Joe LaCour, still 3.6 seconds back, so terrible damage, unfortunately, but still gets seventh place. Not bad at all. Andrew Pike in the Bantamobile, the purple Jaguar. Coming through the final corner, very happy with himself. Knows he's probably on stream for a little bit. Takes eighth place. Well done. Horrendous light placing, if you ask me. Not a good-looking car, especially that front end. But hey-ho, he gets it round, and he gets it round quickly. Well done there. Pike takes eighth. Loveless ninth. Max Leonard taking 10th. Jake Coombs coming over the line in 11th. Hud Ocamp coming around the final corner. He's fighting with Ian Hall though. This is for position. 12th and 13th. Ian Hall going for the switch, and no, it's not there. So Ocamp takes 12th, just ahead of Ian Hall in 13th. Good race from those two. Well done. Fitzpatrick up to 14th after starting at the back. Good drive from him. Gledel taking 15th. Mormon in 16th. So again, still gets good points. There's still, that still adds up. Magato in 18th, Loic Martin 19th. We have Richard Evans down in 20th. A few more drivers still to... Oh dear. Now that looks like a naughty crash because those two are still racing for position. And I'll be honest, there's a few times it says they've had contact on this last lap. So I reckon there is going to be some looking at things afterwards. Is Brugnara disqualified? I think that might be for driving the wrong direction, but I'm not sure. So these two need to get over the line in those... metal wrecks. So yeah, these two have had a few little bits of contact over the last lap or so, and they finish, but they finish in pieces rather than as a whole car. So a bit of a bummer to see that, but yeah, that'll get looked at afterwards for sure. Let's look at the timetables then. So qualifying pole time was a 2:01.191. Yeah, superb drive. Empire, you honestly, the replays, because we've got custom liveries, the replays are just out to shambles. Takes about 3 minutes to load the replay up, unfortunately. You want to see that one at the end, you mean? So yes, 2:01.191 was pole position. And yes, well done, Killian. So we'll have to see what the quickest lap was in the race later on. Fascinated to see the sort of pace they had. But yeah, won by 3.7 seconds in the end. So I did lose a fair bit of time at the end, just trying to be really careful. Oh yeah, with custom liveries, you have to load all the liveries when you click replay. It takes forever, which is why I don't do them while we've got these custom liveries, unfortunately. Whether we'll do these again next season, I'm not a fan personally because of that. But yeah, no, there was some... there's so many... I mean, obviously we're not talking about it in here, Mav, but like... why couldn't we finish 2 laps early? Yeah, but don't worry, we'll see it in. There might be right. I don't mind too much. I don't have to go back to replays, but yeah. There's so many... where it says accident and it says the car's involved, there's so many of just the 2 car numbers. I'm like, right, I'm going to watch that bit back a bit later. Oh, unlucky Jerome. But still, hey, 16th, you're still going to get some good points. Cheers, JP. No, thoroughly enjoyed it. I said, I enjoy all of your company so much. So, yeah, it's my pleasure entirely. So thank you very much, man. I do hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, I'll see you next time, man. But yeah, what a great drive. So, yeah, Ryan Meenan from Stevens and Tolsma. Tolsma on the podium for the first time this season, I believe. Let's double check that before I make a wally of myself, and that turned out to be not the case. I don't think it had a great start to the season so far. He was sitting down in 18th before tonight. Yeah, 7th was his best result. 7th and a 10th. He had 1 DNF and could not make the Misano race, I believe. But yeah, gets a 3rd tonight. Great drive. Well done. Ryan Meenan. Hang on. No, he doesn't get 3rd. He gets 4th, doesn't he? So it's not a podium. Brunyaran gets a podium. It disqualified him when he was doing donuts after the race because technically it was still going on. So yeah, we'll put him. I'm sure we'll put him back in. Yeah, Telsman would have got 4th. Ryan Meenan got 5th. Larson in 6th. Sousa in 7th. Lacour in 8th. 9th. Loveless still getting the top 10. So a few drivers having a few issues early on, but still getting the way to the end and still bringing home some decent points. And they do add up over a season. In a game like this, there's enough mistakes. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, Baz. Yeah, I got caught up in the hit. I forgot he wasn't. Naughty man doing donuts. Oh man, the mountain's hard. Did you crash, Jerome, when Joe had his? Did you crash because of Joe's crash? Like, did you have separate crashes, or do you not want to? I don't want any controversy in here, but it looked like Joe hit the ball, and it looked like at the same time you had a nightmare trying to avoid him or something. Yeah, it's unfortunate. 2 separate crashes, I hope, but. It looked like that was going to be such a good race for the next few laps, wouldn't it? And it's just, that's how it goes, isn't it? That's why it's so hard. When you're driving that close, and Joe's such a good driver, and he's just made that one mistake. Massively gutting. Shout within the back of it, yeah. It's just unfortunate, isn't it? It's, yeah, couldn't do much about it, I don't think, but hey ho, it is what it is. But yeah, great driving on the whole, really, considering it's Bathurst. I think I was worried we'd see more than that, incident-wise, but I'm sure we'll have some. Yeah, it was good racing. I said Joe got some hefty amount of damage from that as well. Really hefty amount of damage. Some few crashes even towards the end. So, yeah, not an easy circuit to get around cleanly, and that's why everyone loves it. Well, most love it, apart from those that don't get around it cleanly. But yeah, thoroughly enjoyed tonight. So, yeah, as always, thank you ever so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. You can drive it yeah, you had to. Yeah, if it's steering at right angles, you've got no choice. But Jerome, no choice. Yeah. Anyways, I better shoot. So yeah, thank you everyone very much for watching. Really, really appreciate it. I said it's as much a pleasure to chat with you all while the race is going on as much as it is to bring you the race. So thank you so much. Cheers for the new follows. Great to see you all. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you can see us again on our next stream. I'm back tomorrow night with a bit of race room on the BMW 235i league, so do tune in there. That should be good fun. See BMW M-Power making everyone look silly tomorrow. Cheers, Lewis. Good to see you again as well, man. Good to see you. Yeah, cheers for the new follows. I said if you want to ask any questions, get involved in Discord. !Discord, bring up the link. That's otlracing.com/Discord as well. That also takes you to our server. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Bit of race room. Oh yeah, cheers for the cheers as well, Coden. Very clearly, obviously, thank you ever so much for the cheers. That's very, very kind of you. And also the new subs tonight as well. Awesome, as always. So yes, on that note, I will catch you all tomorrow for a bit of race room with the BMW 235i League. But until then, have a lovely Thursday evening. Stay safe, take care, and I will see you all next time.